Good late afternoon, everybody, and now, just as I promised you at the end of the last video, as I stated in the description of that, I'm now going to do a retrospective video, as today is another great NBA player's birthday, and he's still playing in the NBA as of today. And if you don't know who this player is, well, he's another one of the favorite NBA players that many people like, because the NBA player that's celebrating his birthday today is none other than the great legendary Shaquille O'Neal, a.k.a. Shaq. That's right, Boston sports fans and all NBA fans out there. It is Shaq's birthday because Shaq is turning 39 years old today. So, let's get started. As we know, Shaquille O'Neal was born this day back on March 6, 1972. And his real birth name was Joseph Tony. And when he was young, he started to have some talent for playing basketball, but he did also have some big things in music too, because somehow during his teen years, he did write his own rap song about his father, which was a really angry song, but the rap just really didn't work out, so that's why basketball was his main primary thing. He then later started to have more basketball experience in college when he played on the LSU Tigers. And his fame on the Tigers actually did pretty good, and with his success in college, in 1992, at the age of 19, at the age of 20, Shaquille O'Neal ended up becoming the number one NBA draft pick of that year. As his first NBA team that Shaq would play on would be the Orlando Magic. And the Magic, they did make, when the first time the Magic made the playoffs with Shaq, I believe they ended up losing in the first round to the Indiana Pacers, but then 1 year later they held the record for best record, I believe, in the NBA the following season, which in the first round they did. I can't remember whether or not it was against either the Boston Celtics or the Indiana Pacers, but they were the first two teams, and then they played one more team for the conference finals, I don't know what, but then they finally made it to the final. The Magic finally made it to the finals against the Houston Rockets that year, but the Magic ended up losing in that finals. And besides, the Rockets were the defending champions that season, those Rockets after the finals, and it caused back-to-back for them. But Shaq's time with the Magic was just the beginning. Of course, then in 1996, he did also have one movie that he appeared in, in which he played some genie. And this movie was a really bad movie, but I have seen it. That movie is known as Kazam, which I know not many of you have ever seen Kazam, because many of you pretty much think it is a bad movie, and a lot of you are right, though I actually found it okay. But Shaq's role in that movie was probably just mediocre for many, but so basketball was still his thing. But then about 1 or 2 years later, I'm not exactly sure, but sometime in the 2000s, Shaq then, it was in the late 1990s in which Shaquille O'Neal then stopped playing on the Magic, and then he started to play on another NBA team, which he would then go to the West Coast and then play on the Los Angeles Lakers. That's right, you remember, the Lakers, who are the Celtics' biggest arch rivals, but since it's an interconference ring, we don't have to say beat LA all the time, since the Lakers would pretty much be my favorite NBA Western Conference team, since they are tough. And Shaq made a lot of had friends with a lot of good players on the Lakers, including Eddie Jones, Rick Fox, Nick Van Exel, Eldon Campbell, and of course, most of all, Kobe Bryant. And so, yeah. And Shaq's success in the Lakers was even better, because in 2002, the Lakers ended up winning the NBA Finals over the New Jersey Nets, which made Shaq finally have a championship. Then he played at least 1 or 2 more with the Lakers, and then after that, Shaq then would later be leaving the Lakers, and then would go back into Florida, but this time play on the Miami Heat. And Shaq's success had good success with the Heat as well, because in 2006, 6, or was either 6 or 7, the Miami Heat would end up winning the NBA Finals over the Dallas Mavericks. I know, sorry, I know Aubrey does feel disappointed for the Mavericks losing, but the Heat winning, it was the first time the Heat had ever made it to the finals that season. So it was good for Shaq to have another NBA championship. Then after that, sometime after that, he then later moved. The next team that Shaq would play for after that would be the Phoenix Suns. Of course, he didn't have much success with the Suns as he did with the other 3 teams. But then after that, he would then move to another team, and this time, as Shaq would spend most of the rest of the 2000s with the Cleveland Cavaliers, which meant he pretty much somehow would play against King James. That's right, LeBron James. This was back when James was still on the Cavaliers, but James is now on the Heat. Right, but of course, no championships with Shaq as a Cavalier. And then, probably much last summer or earlier last fall in 2010, we all heard the news that Shaq had finally signed a deal to join the Boston Celtics, which means, and of course Shaq is currently out of the Celtics lineup right now because of an injury, but he did play in some games earlier this season. Hopefully Shaq will get back into the lineup soon, so I do wish him good luck. But it's good that Shaq has some good friends in the Celtics, including the Big Three, which includes Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett. So, after all, I really am happy with Shaq on the Celtics now. So, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So, and I know the Celtics are still currently the best team in the Eastern Conference right now. Now, they're not the best in the NBA because the San Antonio Spurs are a little bit better, but still the Celtics in first place in the Eastern Conference is still good to see, and I'm sure. And let's hope the Celtics can keep it up. And for Shaq, I hope you wish you good luck with more success in the NBA. And so Shaquille O'Neal, you are one of the best NBA players that has ever played. And also, Shaq has also had his own television show too, which was reality, a show called Shaq Versus. I don't know what network it aired on, but at least it had some things that were not related to basketball of other things. But anyways, I've never seen Shaq Versus, but it's actually a good show. But so Shaquille O'Neal, I wish you good luck and keep it up with your playings in the NBA. Okay, there you go. That wraps it up for my retrospective video on Shaquille O'Neal. Hope you all enjoyed it, especially to all you NBA players and Boston sports fans out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon for my next video. But until then, have a nice evening.